Welcome to this video entitled A Premium Totipotent Live Cell Booster, a New Era in Anti-Aging Treatment and Stem Cell Therapy. What are totipotent stem cells? Well, life begins when a sperm fertilizes an egg, resulting in the fertilized egg called a zygote with a single totipotent stem cell. And this zygote goes on to further divide into identical totipotent stem cells, and after reaching a 16-cell stage, the totipotent cells of the morula, here you go, the morula, this is the fertilized eggs, will differentiate into cells that will eventually become either the inner cell mass of the blastocyst or the outer trophoblast. Basically, you're forming a human embryo here and eventually the human fetus. But approximately 4 days after fertilization and after several cycles of cell division, these totipotent cells begin to specialize into embryonic stem cells, which are pluripotent rather than totipotent. This is the stem cell hierarchy. This is totipotent stem cells. They are the upper echelon of stem cells. And as I mentioned, they result from the fusion of the egg and sperm. And they can form any cell of the embryo as well as the placenta, and they can construct an entire viable organism. Down the hierarchy, day 4, as I mentioned, onwards, they become the embryonic stem cells, which are pluripotent in nature. They can differentiate into nearly all cells, cells derived from any of the 3 germ layers except placenta tissue. Basically, they can form all the cells and organs in the human body except placenta tissue. Multipotent stem cells. This is down here, multipotent stem cells. They can differentiate into a number of cells, but only those that are closely related to a family of cells. Like, for instance, the hemopoietic stem cells can only differentiate into red blood cells, white blood cells, or platelets. They cannot differentiate it into muscle cells or lung tissue or brain tissue. Unipotent, okay, these are mostly adult stem cells that you have in adults. They can only produce one cell type of their own, but they have the property and ability of cell renewal and cell differentiation. For instance, a lung stem cell can only differentiate into a lung cell and not a heart muscle cell. And a heart muscle stem cell can only differentiate into a heart muscle. For instance, if you have a heart attack or heart injury and you need to repair your heart muscles, the heart stem cells will differentiate into a heart stem cell, a heart cell for cellular and organ repair. So, totipotent stem cells are formed, as I mentioned, when the egg and the sperm fuse, and after the first few rounds of cell differentiation, the 3rd day, the doctor will collect these cells, and then they are sent for a hibernation culture technology to enhance its longevity, the viability and potency of the cells. So by day 4, the cells become pluripotent. Its efficacy level is second only to totipotent stem cells. The unlimited differentiation potential of totipotent stem cells is extremely valuable for tissue engineering and for regenerative purposes. It is precisely because these cells can form all types of cells in the human body that it's possible to build tissue for tissue reengineering. This picture depicts the stem cell continuum from day 4, when you have your embryonic stem cells, to your fetal stem cell stage, and then to adult stem cell stage. In humans, the embryonic stage happens from basically day 4 of fertilization, and it lasts through to week 10, the end of week 10. The fetal stage comes next, okay, from basically week 11 and lasts to the end until you give birth, until the end of gestation in a human, roughly 39 weeks. So fetal tissues like amniotic fluid, Wharton's jelly, placenta, amniotic membrane are typically multipotent stem cells, and their efficacy level is inferior to embryonic stem cells. What are the sources of stem cells? From totipotent stem cells, it's from the zygote, like I said, the fertilized egg, the third day. And what are the technology involved? It's basically from an IVF lab on the third day, they harvest it, and then they use a hibernation culture technology to multiply the cells and to keep the cells in a hibernation mode until it reaches the patient for clinical usage. In the market, the commonly derived stem cells are from human waste products. For example, the umbilical cord blood, placenta, the amniotic fluid, and they're typically harvested in a stem cell lab. So you see the difference in technology. One is from an IVF lab, from basically the zygote, and the other one are from human waste products. Totipotent stem cells treatment anti-aging benefits include reduced pigmentation, even skin tone, increased muscle mass, which is important for vitality and longevity, reduce wrinkles, and it basically increases your energy level, and it slows down degenerative diseases that comes with aging. So thank you for listening. I hope that has been meaningful and informative.